And that front four is getting away from us now. Whoa, Jesus fucking Christ! Don't do that on the racing line. What's going on, guys? My name's Martinio and welcome back to Project Cars 2 and the penultimate round of the WSRC Group A Touring Car Championships. And this time out, as you can see, we are at the Silverstone circuit on their national layout. And after last week's disappointing result at Bannock Bray, it's pretty much must win. While the chance is very slim and the points gap between myself and Popeye is quite large, there is still a mathematical possibility that I could snatch the championship. However, if I am to do it, I'm going to have to win this round and the final round at the Brands Hatch GP circuit and hope that Popeye has a complete mare. Chances are slim, but there's still that little voice in the back of my head that says, you know what, you could beat him. Keep your fingers crossed while you're driving. You could just bag something here. But yeah, like I said, it's pretty much a must-win for us, or the championship is effectively over. So yeah, we're going to jump into the race itself in a few moments. But what we need to do first of all is find out how myself and everybody else got on in qualifying. So on to qualifying, and admittedly, it wasn't my best qualifying. I had two setups, and right up to the point of when we actually got into the event, I was still in two minds in terms of which one to go for. The one I created, was probably faster over a single lap, but I couldn't really be truly consistent with it. The other one was probably not as fast over one lap, but I could be very, very consistent with it. However, with the other one, there was stuff I needed to do. The main problem I had, and I get this with the guy who built the setups, he kind of likes to have a bit of a rear end that moves around, and I hate that. I hate that with a passion. So I did have to work on that. And you're going to see as we come into this this braking zone off the main straight, you're going to see he just gets a little bit out of shape at the back. Have to catch it, counter steer, probably lose a little bit of time through there. But yeah, that was the big problem as I was encountering. The other big problem early on in qualifying was because it's such a short circuit, trying to find space. A bit of space in front and behind was very, very difficult, so I did lose quite a bit of time just trying to wait for my gap. But eventually we did get a good run together. We got a few laps in, and our best was this one, which was a 1 minute .413, which was about 9/10 of a second off the best I'd done in practice. But come the end of qualifying, it was good enough to get us fifth. So like I said, it wasn't my best qualifying, but it wasn't the worst either by any stretch of the imagination. Looking at the rest of the order, as you can see, a little bit of a changed order. A few names that we haven't seen this high up before. Colonel Red Eye gets his first pole position of the season with a 59.503. But the interesting thing here is the gap between not only first and third, but second and third. 1/1000th. I can't even say that word, but of a second. A 59.529 versus a 59.530. So they're basically neck and neck, Devil Dog and Popeye. So very well done to both of them. Then we've got Silverwolf, his best qualifying in the season, in 4th place, ourselves in 5th, of course. Then we've got Peo, not his best, and that may damage his chances in that fight for 3rd place and potentially 2nd, which we'll look at in a moment. Then we've got Twisted Tyre Fitter in 7th with Mitch right next to him in the BMW in 8th. Then we've got Atrius and BMC Racing, and the final one that you can't see is Laz in the other BMW. So yeah, we're going to head down to the grid in a moment, but what we're going to do first of all is just take a look at the league table. So as you can see, Popeye is still ahead by a good 47 points there, and like I said, the chances are very, very slim. For the last 2 rounds, there is 52 points available maximum, which means you get 25 points for a win, and if you get the fastest lap, you get an extra point. So I have to win both races and get the fastest lap and hope that he just has the worst 2 races of his life, which probably isn't going to happen. So yeah, I'm going to try, I'm going to push, I'm not going to just roll over and die. I'm going to push until it's mathematically impossible for me to win, but it's going to be tough. But at the same time, it takes a little bit of the pressure off. You know, I can just go out and enjoy it, you know, to the most part. We've still not quite secured second place, as you can see, because we're on 126 and only 27 points behind is Colonel Redeye and Matt Jeffrey, but unfortunately Matt Jeffrey isn't here. Then we've got Payo on 95, so he's still very much in that fight for second place as well. Then the next four drivers are also very, very close. We've got Mitch and Twisted Tire Fitter on 59 points apiece. Then we've got Silverwolf, after his best qualifying of the series, he could find himself pushing up there into that coveted 6th place. We've got Tom on 56, who again also isn't here, unfortunately. Then we've got Atrius, BMC Racing, Laz, Devil Dog, who qualified 3rd, of course. He'll probably move up quite a bit because he is a very quick driver. Then we've got Hotshot Kev on 24, Cherry Gale on 10, and Alpha Burrock, which I think I saw him for one aborted qualifying session, and that was it. But who knows? Anyway, so what we're going to do now is we are going to head down to the grid, and we're going to see how myself and everybody else gets on in the race. Okay then, guys, here we go. Oh, not a great getaway. Silverwolf had a brilliant one. Mitch has also made a pretty good start. Look at that skyline, just pull away. Maybe braked a little bit too early there. We've got this front four pulling away from us a bit now. Popeye's alright, ding dong battle with Silverwolf. Colonel Redeye and Devil Dog are having another one up top. So I don't know if these guys are light on fuel compared to ourselves. We've got a full tank in. So at the pit stop we're just going for tyres. At least I hope we are, and the bloody dopey pit crew changed the bleeding things this time. Back markers already, so Atrius has had a problem. Started a bit down the order, but now we're gonna have to negotiate him. Whoa, that was a moment. And that front four is getting away from us now. Whoa, Jesus fucking Christ! Don't do that on the racing line. Oh, that's put me all out of fucking sync now. Jesus Christ almighty. Yeah, I don't have the pace at the moment. Oh, how have I gained time there? There you go, that's all you're getting out of me. Someone's had a big moment. Oh, are you kidding me? Fuck you. Fucking race directors, a load of shit. Oh, now we've got a 1 second penalty. Brilliant. Race director on this game is absolute garbage. The good news is we've got a decent gap to the guy behind at the moment, but we're not getting any closer to the guys in front. Oh, the back end's just... oh, fuck me. Go on. I don't know what's going on with the rear of the car at the minute. Well, it looks like 5th place is going to be our domain for the remainder of the race, because unless someone has a big accident up front, I can't see us catching him. When you start having problems with the rear getting away from you. Oh, piss off! Oh, well, there's another bloody penalty. It's like you toe the line. Like if you're... outside wheels are on the line, they're giving you a penalty. It's fucking ridiculous. You can't see in the black and white. If I was fully off track and gaining time and not slowing down, then, well, yeah, fine, give me a penalty. Ranting and back markers. It's not a good mix. We're up to 4th, and we've got Popeye about 9 seconds behind us, so he is going to retake the position. I think he pitted as the leader, actually. Come on, BMC, you're going to let me through, man. Evidently not. And that's cost us time on what is our in-lap. Okay then, so like I said, it's just going to be tyres for us. We should come out in 5th place, providing there's no boo-boos. Let's just hope they change the bloody things this time. There we go, good boys. I'll get you a bag of Haribo each later. No repairs, no fuel, and we're off. So Silverwolf is currently leading, but he has a pit stop to take at this point. We've just been lapped. But like I said, that's the leader and he has to take a pit stop. So we've got fresh boots on, low fuel. car feels a bit better as well. The weird thing was, in qualifying with, 10 laps of fuel on, the car felt very heavy. With 33 laps of fuel on, when we started the race, it felt very, very light. So I'm not quite sure what the deal was there. Don't you give me that beep, you piece of shit. Good, then here we go. Final lap. Been a bit of a lonely race for us. We pulled away from the guys behind while the guys in front pulled away from us, so we were just kind of stuck in no man's land pretty much. You can see we're over a minute ahead of 6th place, and we've lapped 6th place as well, so I could just say it's one of those days. Well, been a bit of a dull race all in all, but well, there we go. Like I said, guys, it was we just at the start the front four pulled away. The guys behind, we managed to get away from them, but apart from that, like I said, there was just nothing for us to do. It was kind of a dull race from my perspective, but. Yeah, what we're going to do now is we're going to head over to the other Matinho for the post-race analysis. So there you have it then, guys. Round 9 at Silverstone in the books, and from our own perspective, it was just kind of a dull race. Like I said, we were kind of stuck in no man's land where everybody in front was quicker than us, everybody behind, we were quicker than them, and the gaps just got bigger and bigger on either side. So we just kind of ran our race. There wasn't really much for us to do other than just kind of keeping it pointing in the right direction and bring it home, really. Looking at the finishing order here, and as you can see, surprise, surprise, Popeye wins again, and with it, the championship. So it is very much mathematically impossible for myself to catch him now, but congratulations to him. He gets the race win there. Coming in second is Devil Dog. He actually also got the fastest lap of the race with a 59.3. Then we got Colonel Redeye in third place, our pole sitter. He had a bit of aggro with Devil Dog. Those two are very, very close through the early parts of the race, and Colonel Redeye led for a good portion of the race, and they did switch positions a couple of times, but for the most part it was Colonel Redeye in the lead. And then this incident happened. So they're coming down to the second quarter, the third and second quarter, depending on how you look at quarters. And I don't know whether the back marker played into it, and Colonel Redeye breaks a little bit earlier than Devil Dog was intending to, but they came together and it pretty much just spat Colonel Redeye into the gravel. Devil Dog did slow down and let him back through again, but I think the shunt caused a bit of damage, because looking at the replay and what was happening with Colonel Redeye, he seemed to be struggling with a lot of instability at the rear, so I don't know whether it was rear end damage that made things harder for him, but he comes home in third place. Looking at the rest of it, Silverwolf comes home in fourth. Now this is another clip I'm going to show you. This is Silverwolf coming round the last corner on the last lap, and he manages to do what Peo did at Snetterton a few weeks back, and that is run out of fuel. Now, I say run out of fuel, I think he knows he's pretty much on the cusp for running out, so he slows right the way down. Peo goes around him, and then out of nowhere, Colonel Redeye, who was in fourth at the time, makes this just absolutely almost suicidal move. A couple of inches either side, and that could have been a big accident for both of them, and possibly hand myself the podium. But Colonel Redeye got the third place. Silverwolf managed to just come home in fourth. The timing doesn't reflect it on the actual finishing leaderboard, but I think he got to the line just as I did, but just before I did, like ever so slightly. Like I'm talking inches from the looks of it. So he gets 4th place there, so yeah, he'll remember to put more fuel in next time. There's a couple who have mentioned that the Skyline tends to chew through its fuel, so if you put 30 laps in, you're not going to need 30 laps worth. It's just going to chew through its fuel. So looking at the rest of the finishing order, myself in 5th, of course, Atreus in 6th. He had a very good race because he had to come from pretty much the back to get to 6th there, so very, very good race from him. We've got Mitch in 7th, Peo in 8th, a pretty disastrous day for him, unfortunately. We've got BMC in 9th, Tom in 10th, and the one you can't see is Twisted Tyre Fitter. And Twisted Tyre Fitter had a bit of a big incident. You may have saw a slight bit of it in the picture-in-picture when we started the race, but I'm going to show you a better replay now. So this is on board with Twisted Tyre Fitter. As you see, he gets an okay getaway, and then there's a bit of aggro behind him. There's a bit of argy-bargy behind him between Atreus and BMC Racing, and the result is that, well, looking from the replay, as you can see, he gets pitched into the wall. Twisted Tyre Fitter does, and it flips his car around, and it does some aggressive weight saving because he pretty much loses the bonnet, both front and back bumpers, and the rear bonnet, the rear boot lid as well, with the spoiler. So, yeah. We've got a better view here. This is on board with Tom, who started at the back of the grid, and he gets an idea. You can see here they make a decent getaway, and then they just get together once, get together twice, and then the second one, I don't know where the contact came, but it just pitched Twisted Tyre Fitter into the wall, and that pretty much just scuppered his race because he had to limp around pretty much the entire lap to get to the pits to get repairs. So yeah, disappointing for him. Looking at the table now and how that looks. As we mentioned, Popeye is the champion. He's got a good 61-point lead now with a round still left to go, and with only 26 points left to play for. It is now mathematically impossible, as I mentioned. Myself, I retain 2nd place on 137 points. So we've got Colonel Redeye in 3rd on 115. He can still mathematically catch me. So 22-point lead, is it? And he has 26 points he could possibly get, but he has to win the race and get the fastest lap and hope that I finish somewhere at the back. So yeah, it's going to be a big ask, but I'm gonna go for it on at the final race. I want to make sure I get 2nd place in the very least. Then we've got Peo. He can still technically get 3rd place, but he can't catch us for 2nd. Then we've got Matt Jeffrey, who wasn't here on 99, so he's still very much in the hunt for potentially 3rd place, depending on how he does in the final round. We've got Silver Wolf on 71, Mitch on 68, Twisted Tyre Fitter on 64, and Tom on 62. So again, they're still very much in a scrap for 6th place there, and that will go down to the wire. Then we've got Atreus, who's also potentially in there. A little bit of an outside shot, but if he has a good race, then you never know what might happen there. And we've got Devil Dog on 49, thanks to his 2nd place today. BMC on 41, Laz, who wasn't here, on 29. Neither was Hotshot Kev or Cherry Glen, and as we mentioned, Alpha Borak, I saw him for 1 aborted qualifying session. That's it. But yeah, guys, that's basically the end of today's video. So thank you everybody so much for watching. If you did enjoy this, you would like to see more Project Cars 2 or just general racing content from myself, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Also, if you'd like to get involved with the guys from the Weekly Sim Racing Championships, as I've mentioned, they've won various different championships on various different days, not only on PS4 but also on PC as well. So if you want to get involved, then there's a link to their Facebook group in the description. Tell them Matilio sent you. And also, if you want to get involved in the Monday Night League with the touring cars, I think they are accepting sign-ups for Season 2 now, so you can go check that out. But yeah, once again, guys, thank you everybody so much for watching. Stay cool, and I'll catch you all in the next race. Peace!